is part of the Constitution. And currently, like, you can vote absentee, but you have to put in for it, and you have to have a reason why you think that you need to, or why you want to vote absentee, right? Not everyone gets to do that.
What is absentee?
Absentee is if you can't make it to the poll, like for different reasons. It could be medical reasons, or it could be you're out of state at the time that the election's happening. But you have to put in an event, like, so far, I'm not entirely sure how long in advance, but I think it's at least like 1 or 2 weeks in advance.
Probably several months in advance.
Probably
when
several
I did
months?
it, they gave me my ballot in October and told me that I couldn't submit it until the first week of November.
When did you have to register for it?
Sometime in, May?
In May.
Uh-huh.
Wow. Wow. So, there's a lot of reasons why someone might not know that they need to vote absentee in May, right? Like...
Well, I was going off to school, so...
You knew. But not everyone's going to know that they're going to need to vote absentee for that day, right? There's a lot of stuff that pops up. And then even outside of that, like, if you don't get to vote absentees, there's like a lot of obstruction to, like, being at the polls. The lines are really long. Not everyone can make it during that time period. A lot of folks work, and they can't take off for it. Although, yeah.
And some polling places are inaccessible, right?
Yes.
That's true. Yeah. And has anyone, like, experienced any obstructions to getting to the polls for Election Day?
That has been the longest one for me. They still make me stand in line. Even though they see me with my water, they still make me stand in line. A.
P.
P.
E. R.
E. R.
S.
S.
O.
N. I didn't even think of it.
S. Get a person name.
A.
Get person name.
G. I didn't even think.
G.
G. E.
Name.
Name. N. A.
M.
M. E. I already knew that. I was right with her.
Very good.
There we go. Explain the law.
Number 2.
What does number 1,
A.
like, what are, like, good ways to approach people and bad ways to approach people, right?
Yeah.
Ken, what are some good ways to approach people?
Demonstrate. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Well, I need you to change the law. I need you to sign the paperwork. People will have a week to vote instead of one day. Would you mind signing my paper? What do you say, Ken? It will really be appreciated.
No, I would not mind.
sign this paper, right?
So there's the first part where like you say like your greetings or whatever, you get the person's attention, and then there's the second part where it's like a short little thing on the what you are asking them to sign. Yeah.
It just all depends on what you're trying to get. From what I understand, and it hasn't been fully explained, you're trying to get people to sign a paper so that they could vote for a week, or
Up to 6 weeks prior to the election. And then 2 weekends will be open. And if your county has more than 50,000 people, you'll have an additional polling place.
So, I know you just said it, but for the sake of, I didn't realize people didn't quite understand why we were signing. But explain it again.
So, the petition is a constitutional amendment to allow voting up to 6 weeks prior to the election. Early voting, you don't have to have a reason for going in and early voting. And it'll also open up the polls for 2 weekends prior to the election. So like if you work like during the week, or if you have trouble with transportation during the Monday through Friday, you have 2 weekends that you can choose from to make it.
Now, if everybody did they voted before the actual election day, then what?
That would be incredible. I can't imagine that happening.
I did.
For example, remember when Obama got first elected?
Yeah.
All the people that went to vote, and it was a long
Right.
line. Okay, if that law was in effect, that would limit the law that was created to vote, because people only had 1 day to get a vote out. And that became very frustrating for a lot of people because the line was so long, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I went to one and I was like almost a mile from the voting place, standing in line. A mile.
Can I offer a counter to that? In West Virginia, we have early voting, right? So in West Virginia, I didn't have to wait in line the way it happened in this state.
Now, here in St. Louis, we have to wait 2-3 hours or 4 or 5 hours in. Some people, by the time we did up to the first place, we didn't do to put the wheel and do the paper, we did the area of job that we be there so frustrated, so mad that we don't even want to do it no more.
Yeah.
So this what I eliminate someone.
I always know my ex and Ray have killed me. They're my sister.
Okay.
Baby sister, my ass.
So this is how we going to do. Ken and Chucky have this comfort. That 2 weeks from now, they will have all the paperwork and do the whole area in this comfort. But yeah, you'll get the bus because you ride the bus so much.
I'll do the River Trail and do all of the buses. I don't care. Right there, I do right there. Cause I don't care. Me and Stacey to do right there together. Me and Stacey to do that part together. Oh no, I know.
2. Quit.
Hold on, just a
Can
second.
you do your apartment building.
I don't even know anybody in my apartment complex. I try not to.
It'd be a great time for you to get to know them, Craig.
Excuse me.
Because,
I think Stacy should do their apartments because she live in the same area with
yeah, she
Stacy
probably
go to
knows.
top with bull.
she be right there. She be going around.
Derek, there should be a way we record this.
And
I know.
everything. So she should do
Bring it back.
her apartment area and
Just
the
a-
bus area too, and
Yeah.
her
And then I-
neighborhood and the bus.
My neighborhood and the bus is clean.
Okay. There.
I don't even know my neighborhood like that, so what y'all want me to do?
Try to get your friends, relatives, people that you know it was time for you.
Now, if I do this, I don't.
Hold on. No friends don't stay around the corner from me, so I'm asking what y'all want me to do about the petition, because I don't know no next door neighbors
Well, we could
besides my parents.
team her up with someone from like Ken or I know we need to get Keisha back involved, or you know
The
what I
only
mean.
thing with teacher is she don't have no transportation to get down here.
can.
She stay around the corner from me, but
She
When
takes
is
up to
this
10
gonna-
years.
stay closer to me.
2 weeks, about 3 weeks probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Usually I catch the 75, so I could do that.
And
Cool. And I can team up with you.
I do 36 to 61, 75,
I don't mind
41
doing
years
it
old.
by myself, actually. Don't put me up with nobody else, but I can do it myself.
announce.
That's what you just got
Hold on,
to
Judge is trying to-
anybody and
I can get my stepfather to help me up. 'Cause he knows everybody up and
Awesome. Great.
The church.
Announcement at the church, right?
And I can make announcements at my church.
You can tell everybody at the church. And Tim, Bill, you can do it at the church too. At our church too. And deliver down the street.